गंधार विगिरिधारी शिशि राधा विनोद बिहारी जू की जाय। श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मदन मोहन जू की जाय। नित्यालल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपार शतर शत शिशिमार भक्ति वेदांत नारायण गोस्वामी महाराज श्री गुरुदेव की जाय। नित्यालल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपार शतर शत शिशिमार भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी महाराज श्री प्रभुपाद की जाय। नित्यालल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपार शतर शत शिशिमार भक्ति प्रज्ञान केशव गोसाई महाराज की जाय। नित्याल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपार शतर शत शिष्मार भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोसाई प्रभुपाद की जाय। नित्याल प्रविष्ट महाभागवत श्री गोरक्षदास बाबाजी महाराज की जाय। नित्याल प्रविष्ट श्री सच्चिदानंद भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर की जाय। नित्याल प्रविष्ट वैष्णव सार्वभौम श्री जगन्नाथ दास बाबाजी महाराज की जाय। श्री रूपानु गौड़ीय गुरु वर्ग की जाय। श्री रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्टदास रघुनाथ शारद गोसाई प्रभु की जाय। श्री स्वरूप दामोदर राय रामानंदारी श्री गौर पार्षद वृंद की जाय। नामचय श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जाय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार शिवासरी गौर भक्त वृंद की जाय। श्री क्षेत्र मंडल कोरमंडल ब्रजमंडल मथुर वृंदावन धाम की जाय। सर्व अभिष्ट प्रदत्त गिरिराज महाराज की जाय। श्री राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड की जाय। श्री मुनि देवी गंग देवी की जाय। श्री तुलसी महारानी वृंद देवी की जाय। श्री भक्ति देवी की जाय। श्री पूर्णमासी योग माया की जाय। श्री गोपेश्वर महादेव की जाय। जय श्री हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जाय। जय श्री श्री चैतन्य शिक्षाष्टक की जय। जय श्री सच्चिनंदन गौर हरि की जय। The Sanmodan Bhashya of Srila Bhaktivedānta Thakur की जय। The Vritti of Srila Bhakti Saranta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada की जय। श्री हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। समागत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। गुरुवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकाय तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। श्रीसिद्धान्तसरस्वतीति विदितो गौरीय गौर्वन्वये भातो भानुरिव प्रभात गगने योगोरसंकीर्तनाय मायावारतिमिङ्गिलो दरगतान् उद्धृत्य जीवानिमान् कृष्णप्रेमसुधाब्दिकाहन सुखं प्रदत्प्रभुं तं भजे। वन्दे भक्तिविनोदं श्रीगौरशक्तिस्वरूपकम् भक्तिशास्त्रज्ञसम्राजं राधारससुधानिधिं नमो भक्तिविनोदाय सच्चिदानन्दनामने गौरशक्तिस्वरूपाय रूपानुगवरायते श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। वृषभानुसुतान्वितवामतनुं यमुनातटनागरनन्दसुतं मुरलीकलगीतविनोदपरं भज गोद्रुमकाननकुञ्जविदुम् स्मर गौरगदाधर केलिकलां पव गौरगदाधर पक्षच्छरम् शृणु गौरगदाधर चारुकथां भज गोद्रुमकाननकुञ्जविदुम् तवैवास्मि न जीवामि त्वया विना इति विज्ञाय देवि त्वां नायमां चरणान्तिकाम् Bhaktya vihina aparada lakshai kshiptascha kamadhitaranga madhye kripa mayi tvam sharanam prapanna vrinde namaste charanaravindam. Hare Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Shri Swaruparaya Sangha Harsha Shesha Ghoshanam Shikshanashtakakya Krishna Kirtanaika Poshanam Prema Nama Matra Vishwa Jivanaika Sambharang Prema Dhama Devameva Nomi Gora Sundaram Premor Bhavita Harsheryod Vega Danyarti Mishritam Lapitangora Chandrasya Bhagyavarbhir Nishevyate Prabhur Shikshashtak Shloka Jay Pore Shune Krishne Prema Bhakti Tar Bare Dine Dine. That person who reads or hears the Lord Shikshashtak verses, that person's Prem Bhakti for Krishna increases day by day. Jai Shri Chaitanya Shikshashtak Ki Jai. Jai Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai, Śrī-kṛṣṇa-saṅkīrtana Gosvāmī Mahārāja ki jai. And today we're going to be reading an article by Srila Bhaktivedānta Trivikrama Gosvāmī Mahārāja. So, Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupad Shri Srimad Bhaktivedānta Trivikrama Gosvāmī Mahārāja ki jai. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranams, everybody. Let's see who's there. Nuri Hari Prabhu, Bhavatarani Mataji, Anadi Krishna Prabhu, Nitai Mukesh ji, Mayank Gupta ji, and Gargaraj. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. And there are a bunch of other devotees I see, but I don't know who you are because I only see the names of people who write comments. So, but I'm guessing Indira Mataji and Raseshwari Mataji and Rohini Nandan Prabhu, Vangshiwala Prabhu, Ganga Mataji, I'm guessing all of you are there, but I don't know. Also, pranams to all devotees watching in the future, like Shachi Devi and Joshua Davis, Jayade Prabhu. Yeah, and I do read all the comments. I'm sorry I'm not so good at responding to them. I will respond to them today, but I do see them and I appreciate them. I see that it comes into my inbox and I always read the comments, and it takes another step of going to YouTube and then going to the comment section and replying, and sometimes I don't get around to doing that, but I really appreciate all the comments everybody leaves. So, all right, Haribol. Today's program is going to be a bit shorter than usual. Well, let's see. But yeah, I have to. I'm not sure if anybody is subscribed to I have a website, vineofdevotion.com, as you can see on the screen there, right there. And every the day before Akadashi, every Akadashi Eve, I write a post on just whatever topic I feel like, really. We had a series going through all the pastimes of Sridhar Pandit. So I was preparing different chapters from Chaitanya Bhagavat, and I also wrote some of my own thoughts on one of the things. Anyways, and I still have one more to do in that series, but yeah, I just write about. It forces me to put something out every 2 weeks, and I haven't started even thinking about what the post I need to make today is until this morning. Now I have some kind of idea, but I haven't even started a rough draft or anything. So I really need to focus on that in the morning because I need to go out somewhere today, and so I need to get it done like really fast. So I'm gonna try to end this program. At least we're not going to be reading Bengali like we've been doing the other days at the end. Well, we can continue that tomorrow, but yeah. All right. This article that we're going to read right now, I actually haven't read it yet, but it's Śrīla Trivikrama Gosvāmī Mahārāja, so we know it's going to be amazing. But let me just find it. Let me just write Trivikram. This is a Word doc with all different random things that I found on the topic of Shikṣāṣṭakam. Trivikram. There. Oh, it says this is a short class, so we might have a very short reading today then. All right. Actually, if you guys wouldn't mind, maybe at the end of after reading this, this would be really helpful for me. I can just tell you the ideas that that I have for today's Vine of Devotion post. And then that would then I've like gone through it and it's spoken it to some people that would help me with writing it. Yeah. All right. Okay, sorry guys. Okay, now before we begin, actually, we should go through. We'll recite the verses of Shikṣāṣṭakam and then sing the song by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur on the first verse. Okay. Cheto darpana marjanam bhavamaha davagni nirvapanam Shreya kairava chandrika vitaranam Vedyavadhu jivanam Anandam buddhivardhanam pratipadam Purnamrita swadanam Sarvatma snapanam parang vijayate Śrī-kṛṣṇa-saṅkīrtana Nam namakari bahudha nija sarva shaktis Tatrarpita niyamita smaranena kala Etadrishi tava kripa bhagavan mamapi Durdaiva me trishamiha janina nuraga Trinarapi sunichena toror api sahishnuna amanina manadena kirtaniya sada hari na dhanam na janam na sundarim kavitam va jagarisha kamaye mama janmani janmanishware bhavatar bhaktir ahaituki tvayi ainandatanu jakinkaram Patitang mam vishame bhavam bhudo Kripaya tava para pankaja Stita dhuli sadrisham vichintaya Nayanam galarashudharaya Vadanangad kadarudaya gira Pulakarnichitang vapukada Tava nama grahane bhavishyati Yugayitam nimeshena chakshusha pravrishayitam Shunyayitam jagat sarvam govinda virahena me Ashlisha parartang pinashtumam Adarshanan marma hatam korotu va Yatha tatha va vidadhatu lampato Mat prananatastu sa eva na para. Okay, so the first verse of Shikṣāṣṭaka. Śrī-kṛṣṇa-saṅkīrtana cleanses the mirror of the heart. It extinguishes the blazing forest fire of material existence and diffuses the moonbeams of bhav upon the white lotus of good fortune, causing it to bloom. Śrī-kṛṣṇa-saṅkīrtana is the life and soul of Vidya Devi, the goddess of transcendental knowledge, who is his consort. Śrī-kṛṣṇa-saṅkīrtana increases the ocean of transcendental bliss, causes the soul to relish complete nectar at every step, and enables one to be fully bathed, purified, and soothed, inside and out. Let there be supreme victory for the congregational chanting of Śrī Krishna's holy names. Okay, today I'll sing it in a different melody. What melody should we sing it? Okay, I'm gonna Pita Varana Kali. Oh, and Haribo Vidyalala Sadidi. apitavarana kali pavana gora agawai aichana bhava vibhora apitavarana kali pavana gora agawai chana bhava vibhora cheta darpana pare marjana kari Krishna kirtana jai cheta bihari hela bhava davanirvapana vriti Krishna kirtana jai klesha nivriti Shreya kumuda vidhu Jyotsna prakasha Krishna kirtana jai Bhaktivedānta Vishuddha vidyavadho Jivana rupa Krishna kirtana jai siddha swarupa Ananda payonidhi Vardhana kirti Ananda payonidhi Vardhana kirti Krishna kirtana jai plavana murti Pade pade apiyusha svada pradata Krishna kirtana jai prema vidhata Bhakti vinoda swatma snapana vidana O Bhakti vinoda swatma snapana vidana Krishna kirtana jai prema nidana apitavarana kali pavana gora agawai aichana bhava vibhora Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Jai Śrī-kṛṣṇa-saṅkīrtana ki Jai Jai Shri Sachinandan Gaur Hari ki Jai Jai Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's Gitavali ki Jai. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranams, Gokuleshwari Didi, Haribo. Nice to see you after a while. Yeah, I know the time zone changed for you, so it's not so. But yeah, great to see you here somehow. And I see a lot of more people joined on YouTube and Facebook. So pranams to whoever you are. If you write a comment, I'll see who you are. Haribo. All right, so now we are moving to this article of Srila Trivikrama Gosvāmī Mahārāja. So this is a class that he gave in Varśāṇā during Kārtika in 1996. Oh, he spoke this in English. Interesting. Okay, so what was Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's special gift? And for those of you who don't know who Srila Trivikrama Gosvāmī Mahārāja is, so he actually, you'll see his name, Srila Prabhupada, when Srila Bhaktivedānta Keshav Gosvāmī Mahārāja entered Nitya Leela, who was very dear to Srila Prabhupada. You can hear a recording of him speaking about Srila Bhaktivedānta Keshav Gosvāmī Mahārāja, and he chokes up and he starts crying. Like he had such an intimate friendship with him. My Gurudev talks, we went over this before, but my Gurudev talks about how him and Srila Bhaktivedānta Keshav Gosvāmī Mahārāja, Srila Prabhupada and Srila Bhaktivedānta Keshav Gosvāmī Mahārāja were very much, they had a very similar nature, very not afraid of anybody, not afraid to say anything to anybody, and they were on the offensive. They were like more aggressive in speaking the truth. But anyhow, so Srila Bhaktivedānta Keshav Gosvāmī Mahārāja, he had his most prominent disciples were Srila Bhaktivedānta Vāman Gosvāmī Mahārāja, who became Acharya after him. Then Srila Bhaktivedānta Trivikrama Gosvāmī Mahārāja and my Srila Gurudev. And they're called the three pillars of the Gaudiya Vedanta Samiti. That's what they're commonly known as. And they three took sannyas at the same time. And my Gurudev had an especially intimate relationship with Srila Trivikrama Gosvāmī Mahārāja. And they would all the time get in quarrels with each other, like on different devotional topics. They would debate each other, and they had these like really heated discussions, and lots of times publicly in front of the whole audience. Srila Trivikrama Gosvāmī Mahārāja would say, "No, I don't agree with that's wrong," and they had that like that kind of really sweet, intimate, loving, very like contentious, but like in a loving way, like that. Contentious isn't the right word, but yeah, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, when Srila Prabhupada was speaking wrote his letter, his condolence letter and his homage to Srila Bhaktivedānta Keshav Gosvāmī Mahārāja, you'll see that he was in touch with Srila Trivikrama Gosvāmī Mahārāja. He was, yeah. So yeah, I just went to a samadhi this morning and I sent a video of it in our WhatsApp group if anybody wants to see his samadhi and his picture. All right. So Srila Trivikrama Gosvāmī Mahārāja says, what was Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's special gift to us? This is stated in the first of his Śrī-kṛṣṇa-saṅkīrtana shlokas, wherein he has explained Cheto darpanamarjanam bhava mahadavagni nirvapanam Shreya kairava chandrika vitaranam vidyavadhu jivanam anandam buddhivardhanam pratipadam purnamrita swadanam sarvatma snapanam parang vijayate Śrī-kṛṣṇa-saṅkīrtana. Let there be supreme victory for the chanting of the holy name of Sri Krishna, which cleanses the mirror of the heart and completely extinguishes the blazing forest fire of material existence. Śrī-kṛṣṇa-saṅkīrtanam diffuses the soothing moon rays of bhav, which cause the white lotus of good fortune for the jivas to bloom. The holy name is the life and soul of transcendental knowledge. Since Vidya, Divya Saraswati Devi, who awards divine knowledge, is Sri Namprabhu's consort. It constantly increases the ocean of transcendental bliss, enabling one to taste complete nectar at every step. The holy name thoroughly bathes and cools the body, mind, and soul. So Srila Trivikrama Gosvāmī Mahārāja, he's speaking in English. He says, why did Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu praise this Krishna-saṅkīrtanam? Sri Krishna-saṅkīrtanam is the best teaching he delivered. There is no parallel to this Sri Krishna-saṅkīrtanam. Let it be most successful. In the state of viraha, separation, there is no consolation other than Sri Krishna-saṅkīrtanam. It is the only thing. Wow. In the state of separation, there's no consolation other than Sri Krishna-saṅkīrtanam. It is the only thing. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appreciated this and instructed the human beings that this is the best of all good things, of all devotions. Shri Krishna-saṅkīrtanam param vijayate. And he remarked, it is suitable for all classes of devotees. From the worst to the best, it is suitable. The best position can be had by this Shri Krishna-saṅkīrtanam only. It is complete sadhan. It is easily performed, and it bestows the highest perfection. It will give one the best position in the spiritual world. This Shri Krishna-saṅkīrtanam will also give the best position in this world. By this chanting, by this kirtan of the name and glories of Shri Krishna, we can possess the highest position. For the lowest devotees, whose minds are always thinking of worldly pleasures, what is stated? It is stated that the desire for worldly pleasures should first be removed. For this reason, Mahaprabhu said, Cheto darpana marjanam. The mirror of the heart is to be cleansed. This is to be done first. Chitta darpana, the mirror of the heart, should be scrubbed clean. By which process will it be cleaned? By this kirtan. Kirtan is enough. It is more than enough to clean the chitta darpan, the mirror of my chitta. This Krishna kirtan is more than enough. Mana, the mind, buddhi, intelligence, ahankar, false ego, and chitta, the heart. These are the four sections of the subtle body. The chitta should be cleaned first. Without cleaning our heart, we cannot accept the highest prem. We cannot understand it, and we cannot be in the position to attain it. It is not at all possible. We are always thinking of the pleasure of our senses. How can the pleasure of our divine masters and the pleasure of Lord Krishna and his consorts, the gopis and Srimati Radharani, be secured in such a chitta? No, it cannot be. First of all, it should be cleansed by the process of Shri Krishna-saṅkīrtanam. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has very carefully explained this process from beginning to end. And the very end is Ashlishava pararatang pinashtumam adarshanan marma hatam korotu va yatha tatha va vidadhatu lampato mat prananatastu saeva na para. Last verse of Śikṣāṣṭaka. Let Krishna tightly embrace this maidservant who is attached to the service of his lotus feet, and thus make me his very own. Or let him break my heart by not being present before me. He is a debauchee and can do whatever he likes. Even if he, what's this word, cavorts? Cavorts. If he jumps or dances around excitedly. Apply oneself enthusiastically to disreputable pursuits. Okay. So he is a debauchee and can do whatever like. Even if he cavorts with other lovers directly in front of me, he is still my prananath. I have no one other than him. This is the conclusion. Who can attain this stage without cleaning his chitta? First of all, it is necessary to clean this chitta. But only this Sankirtanam will do that. It is the best and only suitable process to clean the heart, to get rid of this worldly thinking, this worldly enjoyment, the material enjoyment of our senses. When will Prem Bhakti be attainable? Will it be possible to attain it when the mind is engaged in material happiness and material pleasures? In that mind, can we understand anything of Prem? So while we are in this class, we should not try to understand Prem. It is useless as long as we are in that position. Moreover, we think that imitating the situation and behavior of the Premi Bhaktas will make our chitta clean, but it is not prescribed. No, we should not imitate the behavior of Premi Bhaktas. That will not make our chitta clean. It is not prescribed. It is not mentioned in these teachings. Our hearts will become clean by Krishna Sankirtanam only. And Srila Trivikrama Gosvāmī Mahārāja, in every single class, every single article, every single class, he's always just, he's like one of the ultimate people for just cutting all of our bull crap and just like, let's be real here, you know, and any, yeah, just, you'll see this in every single one of his lectures. It's so purifying to read his Harikatha. It really, it's like such a helpful thing to read his Harikatha. Like it's one of the best things to prepare you for reading other Katha of our acharyas. Okay. Second, it is said, Bhava Mahādavagni, the blazing fire of material existence. Do we feel material existence to be a fire? Unless and until we feel it to be, unless and until we feel it to be a fire, we will think, why should I try to get out of it? We are burning in this fire and dying in this world. Are we really aware of this? Do we have such realization? We think that we are in a good situation here. We have money, a home, nice things to eat. So who will endeavor for Bhagavan, for Prem Bhakti to him? First of all, let us understand and realize that we are burning in the birth and death system. We are suffering perpetually. But as long as we think this world to be very fine and full of happiness, why should we try to leave it? Why should we give up that why should we give up that habit? So Bhava Mahādavagni Nirvapanam. Who is realizing that we are suffering in this Davagni, this blazing fire? It is so dangerous for us to take birth in this world. Bhava Mahādavagni. When we realize that we are burning in this world, then only will we try to get out of that fire. But by what means can we relieve ourselves? Śrī-kṛṣṇa-saṅkīrtanam can rescue us from this Davagni, from this fire. We can then understand that relief will come by this Śrī-kṛṣṇa-saṅkīrtanam only. It's the only way that we can get relief from this fire. When we are free from this bondage of Maya, free from Davagni, from the blazing forest fire, and rescued from it by this chanting, and when we are rescued from it by this chanting will reveal his joyful, all-pleasing feature to us. This Sankirtan will appear like the very sweet and soothing rays of the moon. Shreya Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam. Those rays belong to Parama Mangal, our highest good. Our highest good is compared with the moon. The moon of Śrī-kṛṣṇa-saṅkīrtanam is so smooth and pleasing that our supreme auspiciousness will be realized then. And Vidya Vadhu Jivanam. Wisdom is Vidya, transcendental knowledge. And that is the true result of Krishna Sankirtana. That Krishna Sankirtan is the life of transcendental knowledge, who is his consort. Vidya Vadhu Jivanam. By that knowledge, we can understand that Śrī-kṛṣṇa-saṅkīrtanam is the best. If by some knowledge we do not understand that Śrī-kṛṣṇa-saṅkīrtanam is the best result, then that knowledge is not knowledge. It is not admirable. It is not admirable knowledge. Sarvatma snapanam. Oneself will become thoroughly immersed in that Krishna Sankirtanam, or in the ocean of joy. One may sink in that ocean by this Sankirtanam, Anandam Buddhivardhanam. The ocean of pleasure or joy is increased by this Sankirtanam. Anandam Buddhi. The ocean of bliss swells. Whose bliss? My Gurudev, Śrīla Bhaktivedānta Gosvāmī Mahārāja, so my Gurudev once said, it is Krishna's bliss that swells. Wow, I've never heard that. That's such a beautiful explanation. Whose bliss swells? It is Krishna's bliss that swells. Anandam Buddhivardhanam. That's what the devotee wants, right? We don't want our own pleasure. We want to increase the pleasure of Krishna. We want Krishna's bliss to swell. So we don't perform kirtan because I want to experience bliss. I want to enjoy. I want to be blissful. No, we do it because we want to increase Krishna's bliss. That's the whole process of bhakti, is wanting the ultimate benefit for Krishna, the ultimate pleasure for Krishna. So, actually, I was just reading something from Ramanujacharya on that. Also, they have a very, anyways, that's a different topic. Okay. So, pratipadam purnamrita swadanam. In every stage, one can realize purna amrita, complete divine nectar. Purna, complete, amrita, nectar. Purna amrita. And asvadan. Asvadan means to relish this pure nectar. The sweetness of Sankirtan is tasted at every step. Let this Śrī-kṛṣṇa-saṅkīrtana be praised in the highest way. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. I pray to the Vaishnavas. You are like wish-fulfilling trees. You are oceans of mercy, and you are the salvation for the most fallen. Please accept this surrendered soul. There's another article by Śrīla Trivikrama Gosvāmī Mahārāja where he also goes through this. How long is it? We have 10 minutes left. Oh, no, we have 20 minutes. Let's read the second article also. I forgot about this. Okay. So the title of this article this is a bonus article. Only divine blessings can bring us to the highest plane. And both of these articles are published in Rays of the Harmonist in English for the first time. I don't have the reference, unfortunately, but yeah, okay. First of all, I beg all the devotees to pardon me, for I am not expert in speaking English. Therefore, excuse my faults. I offer my innumerable dandavats to the lotus feet of my divine master, Om Vishnupad Ashtotarashata Shishimad Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Gosvāmī Mahārāja. Then to all the devotees, by whose grace we can proceed to the transcendental world. Figures are perceivable when they are of equal merit. Aprakrit vastu nahe, prakrit gochar. That which is transcendental cannot be attained by mundane or material effort, however strong that effort may be. And let's just understand the Bengali here. Aprakrit vastu. So you know the word aprakrit, right? Is like transcendental. It's beyond this prakriti, like, you know, it's beyond this mundane world. It's transcendental. Vastu. Vastu means things or entity, objects, substances. Like, so transcendental things or entities, nahe, they are not prakrit gochar. They are not within the gochar, within the grasp or the reach of prakrit, of mundane, of anything material. Transcendental things are beyond the grasp of anything material. So that's why we can't understand even the first thing about devotional life, about anything spiritual, any one word of Srimad Bhagavatam, one word of Bhagavad Gita, one word, the Mahamantra, we can't, there's 100% impossible to understand it through our intellect, through our brain. We're 100% dependent on mercy to even understand the very first thing about something transcendental. So that which is transcendental cannot be attained by mundane or material effort, however strong that effort may be. It will be fruitless in the transcendental realm. We are observing, trying to observe, something that is purely transcendental, and of that, we're trying to observe something that is purely transcendental and of the highest rank. This Vrindavan Dham is appreciated by the devotees of the supreme rank, not by someone in the lowest position. The same is true for everything relating to Vrindavan. Everything relating to Lord Krishna and Srimati Radharani. So the entrance key into that world depends upon the Divine Master, Sri Gurudev, by whose grace we can proceed toward that world. Yasya deve para bhaktir yatha deve tatha guru tasyaite katita hyartha prakashante mahatmana. That's from the Shvetashvatara Upanishad 6.23. The true import of the scriptures is revealed in the hearts of those great souls who have the same unflinching bhakti for their guru as they have for the Supreme Lord. This is a stance of the scriptures in relation to this topic. Whatever endeavor we can make, it will be fruitless if we cannot get the blessings of our Divine Master. This is the all-important subject. Whatever endeavor we can make, it will be fruitless if we cannot get the blessings of our Divine Master. Okay, so if your intention in doing something is not to get the mercy of your spiritual master, then you are wasting your time and you're deluding yourself. There's no point to anything. We're not doing it to get the blessings of our spiritual master, to please him. So we should try to devote everything that belongs to us to the lotus feet of our Sri Gurudev, by whose grace our attempts can be fulfilled. According to him, or our leading spiritual masters, we should try according to our ability. If we try to jump into the superior position, we may fall down and our legs may be broken. So most importantly, we must consider one thing. What is that one thing? We must first of all judge where we are. If we try to jump into the superior position, we may fall down and our legs will be broken. So we must consider one thing. We must first of all judge where we are. To be honest. We should try according to our ability. Some things may be of the highest sphere, but it is of no good to me when I am not able to understand the value of it. And that's one thing, like when it comes to these higher topics and these pastimes of Radha and Krishna, if we just like go to all these higher topics right now when we don't have like without having a very firm foundation and understanding of tattva and of Krishna's magnificence, the Aishwarya, we have a strong foundation of Bhagavad Gita and all this, then we're not gonna value these higher topics. And so we actually so it's good to have the aim always that I want to enter into, I just want to be immersed in Krishna's Vraj Leela and, all these sweet pastimes. Like that's a good aspiration to have. But the way that you're going to actually value it and appreciate it and like the way it will become astonishing to you is if you first have an understanding of Krishna's majesty and Krishna's opulence in this tattva and like, Krishna is the supreme personality of God at all the, and an expansion, Karna Dakshay Vishnu is, every universe is coming out from his pores. Like we have like a thorough understanding of all the tattva and all the majesty and opulence. Then that is, to that degree that we have understanding of that, to that degree we're going to have astonishment of, and that personality is being, the coward boys are jumping on his shoulders and saying, what big, tumi kon boro lok, tumi ami sama, like what kind of, like then that increases the astonishment and the value that we have for the sweetness. So So some things may be of the highest sphere, but it is no good to me when I'm not able to understand the value of it. That prem bhakti, which Lord Sri Chaitanya Dev has taught, is the supreme. It is the highest thing. Even Lord Krishna could not understand it. But he was attracted to that prem and was bound to undertake certain practices to attain the qualification of Srimati Radharani. So that qualification can neither be attained nor understood by fallen souls who are still bound. As long as we are bound, we cannot understand it. And not only that, however free from bondage we may be, we still cannot understand it unless and until she and her followers, the Sakis, bless us. So actually what I said that was one point, but the more important point is that we cannot understand it unless and until she and her followers. And who are the followers of Srimati Radhika? Our Guru Varga. They are all in her group, so her followers, when they bless us, that's the way we can understand it. Also, not just by understanding the Aishwarya, then you'll gain appreciation, but most importantly, by their mercy. The topic of her prem is not related to the souls who are bound by material phenomena and attracted and charmed by material things. First of all, we should try to rid ourselves of Mahamaya's power over us, and we should try to practice those things which are necessary for that end. Let us be freed from the joys granted by Mahamaya. Let us be free from the joys granted by Mahamaya. In that case, this is the greatest advice from our divine masters. Nama Sankirtanam. The name of Lord Krishna, the name Hare Krishna, has each and every power we need. It has whatever is present in Krishna. It's not different from Krishna. It has whatever is present in Krishna. Whatever good things you see about Krishna, whatever he's the Bhagavan, all of that, everything is also in the name because they're non-different. There's no difference between the name and the person of Krishna. They are one and the same. We cannot understand this. The more one understands it, the more one will understand the spiritual world and the world of prem. We chant the name of Lord Krishna, Harinam, but we are not feeling anything. We are not feeling anything of its spirituality. How is it possible to move in the spiritual world and in the prem world and in the prem of the gopis and Radharani? It is the best medicine for us to chant the name. It has every power to make me free and to take me to the spiritual beauties. And for this reason, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has related this in his Śrī-kṛṣṇa-saṅkīrtana. Cheto darpana marjanam, bhava mahadavagni nirvapanam, shreya kairava chandrika vitaranam, vidya vadu jivanam, anandam buddhivardhanam, pratipadang purnamrita swadanam, sarvatma snapanam, parang vijayate, Śrī-kṛṣṇa-saṅkīrtanam. Śrī Śikṣāṣṭaka Verse One. Let there be supreme victory for the chanting of the holy name of Krishna, which cleanses the mirror of the heart and completely extinguishes the blazing forest fire of material existence. Śrī-kṛṣṇa-saṅkīrtanam diffuses the soothing moon rays of Bhav, which cause the white lotus of good fortune for the jivas to bloom. The holy name is the life and soul of transcendental knowledge, since Vidya, Divya Saraswati Devi, who awards divine knowledge, is Sri Nam Prabhu's consort. It continuously increases the ocean of transcendental bliss, enabling one to taste complete nectar at every step. The holy name thoroughly bathes and cools the body, mind, and soul. This medicine is the best medicine prescribed by physicians who are expert in the spiritual phenomenon. So let us proceed according to our ability. May God and our spiritual masters bless us to proceed through Nam Sankirtanam. This much I am delivering to you first of all. Thank you very much. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. This is a transcription of his morning class on 18 October, Kārtika 1997. Spoken in Sri Rup Sanatan Gaudiya Math, Vrindavan. Oh, I might have been there for that. Okay. This was published in Raise of the Harmonist number 21, Gaur Purnima 2010. All right, so that is our program for today. I'll just do short Mahamantra, Jai Dvani, and then after reading Śrīla Trivikrama Gosvāmī Mahārāja, now everything that I was thinking to write for the article this morning is like, feels so not pure. Like, I'm not sure if I should write it now. Anyways, I'll tell you my ideas and you can tell me what you think. All right, so. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Jai Śrī-kṛṣṇa-saṅkīrtana ki Jai. Jai Shri Sachinandan Gaur Hari ki Jai, Shri Radha Vinod Bihari Ju ki Jai, Shri Govinda Gopinath Maran Mohan Ju ki Jai, Nitya Vishtam Vishnupara Shuttara Shishma. Jai Shila Gurudev ki Jai, Jai Shila Param Gurudev ki Jai, Jai Shila Prabhupada ki Jai, Shri Rupanu Gauriya Guru Varga ki Jai, Swapar Shachi Gaur Nityananda Prabhu ki Jai, Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopigan ki Jai, Shri Giriraj Maharaj ki Jai, Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi ki Jai, Shri Harinama Sankirtana ki Jai, Jai Shila Bhaktivedānta Trivikrama Gosvāmī Mahārāja ki Jai, Jai Shila Bhaktivedānta Thakur ki Jai, Jai his son Modan Bhashya of Śrī-kṛṣṇa-saṅkīrtana ki Jai, Jai Śrīla Bhaktivedānta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada ki Jai, his Vivriti ki Jai, Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtana ki Jai, Shri Krishna Nama Sankirtana ki Jai, Shri Hare Krishna Mahamantra ki Jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai, Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai, Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Vrindai Tulsi Devai, Priyai Keshavashacha, Krishna Bhakti Pradadevi Sattvatai Namo Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhyashta Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Dandavat pranams, dear devotees, Nri Hari Prabhu, Bhavatarani Mataji, Nitai Mukesh ji, Prajumna Prabhu, Mantramurti Mataji, Mayank Gupta ji, Gokuleshwari Didi, Anadi Krishna Prabhu, Gargraj ji, Vidyalalasa Didi, Ganga Mataji. I don't know who else is there. I'm guessing Indira Mataji and Raseshwari Mataji. If you write a comment, I'll see your name. I see there are 11 people there, though, on YouTube and Facebook. Also, pranams to all devotees watching in the future. So that's our program for today. Tomorrow, I don't know what we'll read, but we haven't read any of my, we haven't read my Gurudev's explanation on the first verse of Śikṣāṣṭaka, and maybe there's something from Śrīla Prabhupada. I don't know. If there's, I'll look, and I'll just see whatever commentaries I can find. We haven't read anything from Śrīla Bhaktivedānta Tirtha Gosvāmī Mahārāja or Śrīla Bhaktivedānta Gosvāmī Mahārāja, and I'm sure there are many more things to read. So if anybody knows of anything, please share it with me and we can continue. I like this program of just not having, not trying to finish anything, just like going as long as we can. Yeah, so far we've had 11 programs just going over the first verse of Śikṣāṣṭaka, and I think we can have quite a few more. Oh, Haribo, Rohini Nandan Prabhu and Janardhan Prabhu, Haribo. All right, so if anybody needs to leave now, thanks for joining and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. If anybody wants to stick around a bit longer, I mentioned this at the beginning of the program, but I think a lot of you weren't here for this, so I'll just say again. Today it's the day before Akadashi, and I've made a rule for myself that I have to make a post every Akadashi Eve, and I didn't even start thinking about what the post is going to be until this morning. And I need to post it today. And I have a busy day today. And so I need to just write something and get it out quickly and just send it out. So I'm probably going to be like publishing the rough draft. And so I thought I might as well just use this opportunity while I have all of you here with me right now, just to share some thoughts. I thought it would be helpful for me to be able to speak at once to all of you, and then that will like make it more clear in my mind, and then it'd be a lot easier for me to make the post. 1 second, I'm being called. Sorry, 1 second. I just, sorry guys, just we need to get money for, sorry, somebody's outside needs a particular answer for something. Shoot. আমার ক্লাস চলছে এখন পরে পরে আমার ক্লাস চলছে সরি আর আমার নাম্বার তুমি জানো আমার নাম্বার তুমি না পরে পরে আমার ক্লাস Okay, sorry guys. Wow, you're so patient. Thank you. Somebody needed a payment and anyhow. Okay, so right now our cows, you can see right there, there's a tarp. We're building a new floor in our Goshala, and we're doing a whole bunch of construction in our Goshala, so our cows had to stay outside, and it was raining yesterday, so we put a big tarp out there for them. The cows are just right there, right outside our window. All right, so, Pablo. Okay, so while I was walking this morning, I was thinking about what the topic would be when I was walking to Śrīla Trivikrama Gosvāmī Mahārāja Samadhi, and then this idea just came to me. But now after reading Śrīla Trivikrama Gosvāmī Mahārāja's article, I'm like, it's not, what I'm talking about is not our pure teachings of our acharyas, you know what I mean? It's very mixed, extremely mixed with like material things. But the topic was how I'm just now, for the first time in a really long time, I'm getting an excitement to learn. Usually my brain is very like lazy, especially now with how like there's with social media, for me, my biggest enemy is YouTube. But it's so easy to get very cheap, instant, easy gratification um, without any endeavor. And it's like, like I can just my brain can just know I can just like relax and watch something super entertaining on YouTube and and because this gratification has become so easy and instantaneous to get, my brain has gotten really unhealthy. Just like if you are surrounded by junk food and you can eat the most like, you can just eat Doritos and gummy bears and I don't know, whatever crap, you could just, and it's just always available to you and you just eat it more and more and more and more, then you're not going to want to, it's not going to excite, like you're going to just get lazy and fat. It's not going to inspire you to do exercise and be healthy and go swimming and, like be active. It's going to do. And so my brain is like that. I've just been consuming junk food all the time. And I've been doing it for many years now. And so I don't like to exercise my brain and I don't really like to learn things. And I do consume a lot, like we've been doing these readings and so I've been reading lots of Shastra and hearing Harikatha and stuff like that, but I don't interact with it. I don't engage with it. It's just and it's I was thinking it's just like hoarding. Um, like if somebody has a shopping addiction and they just buy tons of stuff and they keep on filling the room with all this stuff that they're never going to use, they're never going to open up. It's just going to remain in their boxes and collect dust. And that's what it's like with all the things, all the knowledge, all the things that I'm learning or hearing, it's just I'm consuming more and more and more and more and more and more, but I never engage with it. I never interact with it. It's just building up and collecting dust. And actually it's worse than a consumer buying a bunch of things because the brain, when you don't engage with something, then you'll lose it. So it's like as if you're like buying all this stuff and then you're also losing it at the same time and you won't even have access to it later. And so that's been how I've been living for many years now. And so I've been really wanting to make a change in my life. Like I used to be excited about learning, like a lot when I first joined the mott and stuff. Like I had a lot of desire to memorize things and but for so long now I haven't uh yeah that I've just my brain is an obese fat person who can't even move like and so I was trying to think of ways that I can reignite that desire to learn and to exercise my brain and to really think um and uh and now for like the first time in a while I'm starting to get excited to learn. And so I wanted to share some of the tips of like the ways that I've built that I'm starting to get excited now. um it's like that with exercising. um I For many years, I didn't do any exercise. I would just, and I started getting lazy. And in my mornings, I'd be completely lethargic. Like everything was just a chore. Like, oh, I have to go to the bathroom to pee. I don't want to move. And like, I'd be so lazy. But now, with some tricks and I managed to, like, now I do exercise every day. I've done it for over a year now and I haven't missed a day. And I actually now look forward to exercising. And the way I was able to do that was finding different ways to make it enjoyable for me. And that's a different topic, the ways that I managed to do that. But now I want to exercise. So I need to do the same thing for my brain. Find a way to make it like I like look forward to learning and I want to exercise. I want to challenge, and so the ways that I've been working so far, um, is there's a few, and I'm not saying them in any order. One of them is um okay, I'm not speaking clearly right now. This is helping me clarify it by speaking right now. But one of them is talking on my phone. So I go on a morning walk every day, and the first half of the walk I do it as a japa walk, and then the second half of the walk, now I've been speaking into my phone. And then the phone, there are different apps. I use a couple of different apps for transcribing my voice. But then you could also just use whatever notes app. There's a record function on there, and it can transcribe what you say. Um, I can tell you the apps that I use also. They're really cool. There's one called VoicePal and there's another called Tana. But um, but yeah, then it will take everything. The VoicePal app that I'm using, it will take everything that I'm saying, and then it will throw back three questions to me, based on what I just said, and it will help me dig deeper into that topic whatever I'm speaking on. And so then I can choose one of those three ideas, or I can think of something else and then I can continue talking. And that's really helpful because there's nobody there to judge you. There's like and also I find it's easier than writing. You know, like when you sit at a computer to write or you sit with a notebook to write, you get writer's block and you want every sentence to be clear and perfect and have some direction. But if you're just talking and there's nobody that's going to judge you, you're just talking for yourself. I find it's really helpful um, to yeah, develop ideas and explore things and that's the best thing is whatever you're learning that you try to explain what you've understood from it. And then it becomes like more your property. You've made it your own. You're taking the essence. You're not just trying to memorize verbatim some words without any, but you can only really understand a topic, like you only really deeply understand it when you can explain it in your own words. Or at least that's one level. And I find speaking to my phone is one of the easiest ways to do that. Um, Another thing, this I just discovered recently. Um, AI. Okay. So like these language learning models, there's ChatGPT and Claude and Gemini, Gokul, and with AI, it's like the minds can like what's that verse in Bhagavad Gita? The mind can be your greatest it could either be your greatest enemy or your greatest friend. It's very similar like that. Like it's similar to AI. With AI stuff, it could either make your brain really dull and dumb and just get you to stop thinking because it can do all the thinking for you. And that's probably what's going to happen in the future. I just watched a YouTube video on this topic and is how AI is making us dumber because we just don't need to go through the endeavor to think. It's going to do all the thinking for us, all the creativity, all that. And that's like the whole, but you can turn the tables on AI and get it to make you think. And then it could be your friend. And that's what I did the other day is there's this I'm studying this topic and it was there's this PDF and I uploaded it to I can show you how I did this. It's very simple, but there's Google Notebook LLM. If you have a Gmail account, you're already connected to Google Notebook LLM. You can start using it right now. You don't even need to sign up or anything like that. And what you can do is with this, you can upload any book, any document, and then it can give you summaries. It can turn it into a podcast. So you can just like listen to people, like it makes an AI podcast. That one is a little bit creepy actually. But what I did and was I asked it to test my knowledge on this subject. And so then it threw back five questions to me, and they were very good questions and I was very impressed. And so then I tried answering each one of the five questions as best as I could. And then after I answered each question, it would give me the answer by not by showing me the key places in the text. And and so then and so because I was just trying my best, and I could see where my gaps were in my knowledge, and then it showed me the real answer and it highlighted the perfect points of the thing, like where then it really like that was one of the best things I ever did for like understanding something clearly. That was a difficult subject. Um, so I'm really excited about that. I want to start using this a lot more. Like I was saying that you should explain it in your own words, but for me, sometimes I can't even, I don't even know where to begin explaining it in my own words. So you can have these AI systems prompt you, knowing where to go and how to think. And then, yeah, then you start, so that's another thing. Okay. And then this one's a really good one. Um, well, one thing we should learn whatever topic we want to learn. We shouldn't just learn a topic because oh we should like it's good. It's the topic I should learn. But no, we should learn something that's exciting for us. Um, like Gopanandini Mataji in our Gurukul in Badger, she she said that like she had a theory that if if the kids could just get an excitement for reading, then it will be in any way possible, then it will be a lot easier for them to read Shastra in the future. So like if they just get a habit of being able to read like 500-page books, 1,000-page books, they just and they start to love reading, then reading Jaiva Dharma would not seem so daunting to them. But if they don't even get a love for reading, then reading Jaiva Dharma, even if they're devotionally inspired, just the act of reading will seem daunting to them. And so she would let us, there was a time in the day where she would just let us read whatever we wanted, any fantasy novel, Harry Potter, whatever. And then the kids started to get a real like relish for reading. And it's true. It made it so much easier to finally read scriptures because like we already got developed that love for reading. And so for learning, I think it's the same thing that we should just learn something, not because we're sure to learn it, but something that we actually genuinely have interest in. And this isn't the topic that I wanted to mention though, but so one thing that I found very helpful is this is just recent times, two things actually. One thing, if you can find a friend who's interested in the same topic, then and then you can make meetings with that friend to go through the topic together, discuss it, and then the next thing, this is even better, is if there's an expert in that topic, and then you can ask that person if that person will have any time in their week, even if they have half an hour, better if they have an hour, and then you could book a time with that person and they can answer your questions or explain it to you or just, and then you have something to look forward to. I just had a meeting like that late last night. And that's what got me so excited to go even more deep into this topic. And now I have another meeting planned next week. And so then when I'm studying these topics, I'm looking for questions that I can ask that person. And also I want that person to see that I'm actually taking it seriously and I'm learning the topic. So like so it's yeah, this is like this is probably one of the most motivating things. Yeah. So yeah. Anyhow, and then there are a couple other things, but those are the main things that come to my mind right now of the things that have been getting me excited to learn. So yeah. Oh, another one. Another one is learning publicly. And that's actually a topic that's in this book here, Tiny Experiments. I just got this book the other day, and the last section of the book is about learning publicly. I haven't read it all yet. I just started reading that section. But you don't need to be an expert on a topic to start speaking about it. You should be honest, not pretend to be an expert on something or like to have knowledge, more knowledge than you actually have. But if you're just very honest and say, this is what I'm learning and this is what I'm starting to understand now, and then, well, one thing is that it's really helpful to be able to start. It builds interest and it's helpful for being able to understand yourself when you have to explain it to others. And then also other people can will get excited in the topic and they'll start to share their findings and then everybody's learning together in a group. That's kind of what these morning programs that I do is kind of like myself learning in public. The only thing is that I don't usually talk so much. I usually just read. I just consume because that's the easiest thing to do and my brain is lazy. That's why I'm hoping that by developing this love for learning and this interest to learn, then I'm hoping that I'll be able to present things myself instead of just only reading. I'll be able to, and then I'll be able to learn in public like this, and then other people, all of you can share what you can jump on, turn off, like open up your mic and share your thoughts on something, and then we will all be learning together. And that's also what my Vine of Devotion website, this practice I made of having to write something the day before Akadashi each week, that's my chance to be able to learn in public. All the things that I'm writing about, I'm not I'm not expert. I don't have realization and all these kinds of things, but it's this post that I'm going to write this morning is myself learning in public. I'm just experimenting with these ideas, and now I'm sharing it even before the ideas are like developed and before I've become established in them and tried them out. This is I'm and yeah, I think that's another one. Okay, I just rambled on for 70, 18 minutes now. Thanks for hearing me out. If any of you have any ideas on like if this is sparking any ideas or anything like that, also feel free to share with me, and um, and maybe I'll include it in the article. So everything that I said right now, I'm now going to try to uh, turn it into a very quick article. I don't have so much time to write it actually. And then I'm going to send it out on my website, vineofdevotion.com. If you aren't subscribed already, then yeah, if you like, if this kind of thing interests you, then you can subscribe to it there and on my website. And I don't send stuff out on Vine of Devotion too much either, so you don't need to worry about it filling up your inbox like once every 2 weeks, sometimes another time, like, but usually I don't post more than 2 or 3 times a month. So, all right, Dhandavat pranams. I'm just seeing Vidyalala Siditi said, thanks for sharing the Google LM notebooks use. It seems useful. Definitely going to try it. Another thing that I've been doing with like if it's very technical, very difficult topic, um, is I ask it to explain it to a child, explain this topic to me to like as if like to a child, to a young adult, and to an adult. And so then I'm able to understand it in just the most basic way. And then I understand it. I don't know. I just found those 3 levels of understanding very helpful. And so you could get the most, that's what I've been doing with vocabulary also. Like instead of looking up words in the dictionary, sometimes I look up words in the dictionary, but very often also I've been like especially difficult technical words because I'm reading an academic paper right now. It's filled with words I don't know, I'm very unfamiliar with. So then it's kind of fun actually. I'll ask it to explain that word to a child. And so then it will tell like a really fun kiddie example, like this like really complex topic. And um, yeah. And also something I do is I'll have it summarize it for me. Um, I'll have it summarize it for me also in a simple way, and then summarize it for me for an academic way, and then I'll have it summarize, and then sometimes I'll ask it to turn it into a mind map. And so then it's like really condensed, and then you just get like a bird's eye view of everything, and then you know where you are. Um, there are lots of different things that you can do with AI like that. So. All right. Oh wait, Vidyalala Siddhi is asking, is there any app that can translate uploaded PDF documents, or at least part of it? I don't know, maybe Google LM can do that. I haven't tried that yet. Something I do, this is what I've been doing with our programs. Like when we were reading the Bengali thing, like we're reading where is it? We're reading, I would I up I s- took I scanned this just with my phone. I scanned the pages of this book and this Bengali Shikshashtakam, and then I uploaded the individual. Oops, sorry. I uploaded the individual pictures to Google Docs, the JPEG pictures to Google Docs. Then in Google Docs, or sorry, Google Drive, and then in Google Drive, you right click on the picture and you say open up with Google Docs. And then when it opens Google Docs, then it will do OCR. It will turn this text into actually written text on the screen, which you can copy and paste. And that's the best OCR possible. All other types of OCR that you do, it will always have some mistakes places, but this one is like almost 100% perfect. And then with that highlighted Bengali text, you can put it into, I like Gemini. Gemini's been the best I found. But you could put it into Gemini and then you ask it to, you can give it a prompt like translate this for, the one I like to do is translate this for an educated Gaudiya Vaishnav audience. Um, and you can give more prompts like, and don't add in anything that's not directly in the Bengali. And also, I want to compare the Bengali to the translation. So put the translation after each Bengali sentence. You can just give a prompt like that. That's what I've been doing in our programs. And then the translation is pretty good. I have to say, it's like not for poetry, but for prose, it's like I don't know. It seemed like 95% perfect, or maybe 90% perfect. So, and that is a very helpful way to learn Bengali. Extremely helpful way. If I would have done this many years ago, I would have such a better understanding of Bengali. I just, in these programs that we've been doing, like where I've been reading the English translation and the Bengali afterwards, I now I can read this because this is difficult Bengali and this particularly this Śrī-kṛṣṇa-saṅkīrtana translation, the commentary. It's not easy Bengali. It's like very technical Bengali. And but now I can just read it like comfortably and easily just because I did that, reading it in English, then looking at the Bengali and comparing it. Oh, okay, now I understand. That's also the best way for learning Bengali for understanding words, like learning vocabulary. If you just write down a list of words and try to memorize words, that's like a very ineffective, useless, oh, not useless, but pretty useless way of learning a language. You have to see sentences that you actually want to know. Also, it has to be a topic that's interesting. You have to have some desire to want to know the meaning of what it says. And then when you see all the words in context, that's how you're going to memorize the words. It's the most effortless, easy, and effective way I've found for learning a language. You don't need to learn the grammar and maybe like the tiniest bit of grammar knowledge is important. Like it's good to know in Bengali that a sentence ends with a verb and, like some basic things like that. But all that grammar knowledge and all the memorization of vocabulary comes automatically if you just start to go sentence by sentence and then you try to see, you try to you connect the English sentence to the Bengali sentence, and then you're like, oh, okay. And and in the beginning, it will take a long time. It will take a long time to get through an article, a Bengali article, and get to the point where you understand all the Bengali words in it, like all the Bengali sentences. Um, but then once you've gotten to that point, then you could just go to the Bengali article and read the article and you understand every sentence and every word in the sentence. And then that's so exciting. It's like, oh my God, I can read Bengali. I understand it. And that motivation, that's what like really propelled me. Like once I was finally got to the point where I was able to understand the article after comparing the English and the Bengali for a long time, then I felt like I felt like, oh my, I can read Bengali now. And then it just became easier and easier and easier and easier. So that's the way I would go about it if I had to learn Bengali. I mean, that's the way I went about it. All right. I'm just seeing, sorry, I didn't see in the chat. Anadi Krishnaru says, do you use AI for searching something in Bengali literature? For example, the RAG system. I have never tried the RAG system. I don't know what that is. And no, I haven't used AI for searching something in Bengali literature, but I'm also very new with this. So if you have any tips, Anadi Krishnaru, please share with me. This topic of AI translation, also for devotional scriptures, that's a whole big topic. And one day I went on a morning walk and I spoke a lot of thoughts on this topic because I think it's bad and I think it's good. Like there's a um there's very good arguments for why it's wrong and we shouldn't do it, and there's very good arguments why we should do it. And I want that might be a future Vine of Devotion post. Um, Thanks. Cool. Thank you. Yeah, Vidyalala Sadidi. That's with the OCR thing, I I went through and I prepared this whole book, all these songs. It's like it's 600 songs or something like that. And I was typing it up in English, and then I'd convert it into Bengali script, and that's how we made the Gaudiya Kirtan app. It was so much work. I can't even tell you how many hours of work it was. And then all of a sudden, I discovered OCR. And then I did OCR, but OCR was really bad then. And so it helped a bit, But then like on every song, there'd be so many places where there's mistakes in the Bengali, and so then I'd have to fix it in the Bengali script, and that also took so long. And now Google Docs, it's like almost 100% perfect. All the OCR that I do, I've like wasted so much time. It's ridiculous. Um, Actually, we're building a new Gaudiya Kirtan app now, and it's going to be really awesome. It's very actually the app is very close to being completely new app, completely from scratch, and it's going to have a web app for your laptop and for your mobile. Maybe one day I can tell you about everything that all the features of this app. But something I need to do for this app is now I'm re-preparing all the text, all the things that I prepared in English before and then converted into Bengali. Now I'm starting over again from scratch, and I'm going to be uploading it into Google Docs and doing this whole thing. And I'm sure very soon, because the Google Docs also, like opening every individual picture in Google Docs is also very tedious and takes a very long time. It's the best, most accurate system so far. But I'm sure, like and then very near future, you'll be able to just um, put a whole book in there and say, I want this all in Bengali script, and it will just be able to spit out the entire book in perfect Bengali script, perfect OCR without mistakes. But yeah, anyways, I'm gonna waste my time again and then regret it in the future how much time I wasted. But I need to get this, I want to get this app out ready now. And the developer has everything ready for the Gaudiya Kirtan app. Now he just needs the text. And so that's my big job. Whew, okay. Let's see. Anadi Krishna says, ChatGPT are close to this chat GPT system. Also nice to translate from Bengali. At some moment better than Google Translate. Oh, definitely. Google Translate is not very good. And I've found Gemini to be better than ChatGPT. Also, one cool thing with Gemini, you have to use 2.5 experimental, that model. Um, but it has like slow thinking. And so it like thinks about more complex things, and it can handle more volume. With ChatGPT, um, the quality goes down. It gets overwhelmed very quickly. It can't handle that much text. And the more you feed into it, the less the quality of the output becomes. But with this um, Gemini, Google's one, I found it takes longer, but it can deal with more complex things. I find the translation to be a lot more accurate, and it it can handle huge quantities of text. So, and one thing I like to do is I'll have it translated in different ways. I'll ask it to translate in four different styles. I'll say I want a very literal, just exact translation. Then I want a more literary, poetical translation, really try to capture the beauty of it. Then I want just a regular translation for a Gaudiya Vaishnava audience. And then I want a translation, just like a contemporary, just basic translation, no jargon or whatever like that. And so then it will have four completely different approaches to translating it. And also sometimes, a lot of times I'll mention also don't add in any fluff that's not in the Bengali. Like I just want a very direct translation also. Um, and then I'll get four different styles of translation, and then I can compare them all and take little things from each one, like, oh, I like that part from that one, and I like that part from that one. And then I mix and match it all together until I come up with a really good translation. That's what I've been doing lately. Um, yeah. But also sometimes it gets things wrong. So yeah, one thing I'm very against, and I see people doing this right now a lot, and it really bugs me like a lot, is I see people just get articles, throw it into ChatGPT and say, translate this, and then they're like, okay, that's a done article, and then they'll publish it. And I am so against that. Um, because ChatGPT get like these chat things get things wrong all the time. And these are the words of our acharyas, like we shouldn't just rely on a machine to just, you know, um, a machine that doesn't understand the subtleties and the nuances and, and just getting it to throw something out and then publishing it. Like, no, we have to very carefully check everything. And I think it's good to use it as a helper, not as somebody who just does it all. So it's a good tool. It's like a thesaurus. Like we just used thesauruses to find, the best word. Now we have something a bit more advanced than a thesaurus, and it can help a lot with. But but anyway, sorry, I've been rambling for so long now. Um, I'm gonna shut up now and end for today. Yes,
Oh,
Vidyalala Sadidi, I do use the free version of Gemini. Yes, Niri Hari Prabhu.
you open you open something like we can use several not lectures, I mean, several hours of talking about this. Very, very interesting. That's how I joined the movement. Was translating. That's what made me stay in the movement. Was translating Prabhupada Bhagavad Gita as it is into Spanish, and years, decades later, we were in the North Shore with your Guru Maharaj and Sri Narayan Maharaj, and Gurudev was saying. Yeah, there's. We were talking about translations and how devotees, they come in with Chaitanya Bhagavat, and yeah, you can say it's perfect, translate it, without mistakes. But he was saying, no, that only will bring the real import, but maybe 10%. So, like you were saying, it's very important, just give it to the machine, I will do it. And with Indira, we were talking one time about that. She said, "Oh, there's programs now you can just, they will translate, but you need to then go over it, the text." So, in questions of transcendental literature, I think it'll come through the realization of the speaker or the writer, the translator, what you put into it. So yeah, it's quite a topic, but I see it as a tool. It can be used really. It's great, okay, but the jiva, the devotee has to be there. The
It's the
Vaishnavi, yeah,
This is the key topic with AI, especially now, is
yeah,
overuse. We can't overuse it. Like also look with the art. Art is we have this transcendental art. You could just like generate a prompt, and have it make a Seva Kunj painting in the same style as Shamarani Mataji's art. You can have it do it, and it will do a really good job, and it will be so beautiful and like, wow, that's an amazing illustration. And all he did was just type in a paragraph or something like that.
yeah.
And but like,
There's
are you
something
gonna
missing,
there's something missing. Yeah. Like
big
something huge
time.
missing. And you're not
Yeah,
going to want to like print out that picture and like worship it on your altar. There's,
right.
that's and there's something that's like really yucky about it also. Like that I really disgusts me.
Yeah,
Um
the same here. There's a DS narrative that did the Mahabharata for a while, and that's what I noticed. There's something there missing. The guidance of the pure devotee as he talks, the Shastra or the particular literature is so important, and it's kind of beyond words. There is a really nice interview, and I forget now, which I gotta find it. It's probably in Prabhupada's Śrīla, how Prabhupada told this Indian devotee how to translate. And it was what kept married to the translation was not being so literal translation, but it's what the realization that goes with it. And so yeah, this is quite a topic, and but as we talk, it's been developing and like that, and now most of the stuff you can, as you were so candidly saying, about YouTube, I too, with so many of us, you see things in YouTube, but there's substance, something is missing.
yeah, something huge.
Uh, Something
Yeah.
huge is missing. Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhu, for like this is a topic I really want to get into because it's so relevant now, and it's but yeah, I want to write and like really develop this idea of AI since it's like the main thing, and also in a devotional context, and what's appropriate, what's not appropriate, overuse of it, and all that. This is like a very important topic, and what you're saying right now is giving me a lot of thoughts also. So thank you.
Can I say something?
Yes, of course. Yes.
So, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev, Narayan Maharaj, all the acharyas, Vishwanath Chakravarti, when they do a commentary on the scriptures, not just a translation, but a commentary, or even a translation like Prabhupada did, it's their ecstasy, their prem, that they're called, some of them are called with the word bhava in them. And, it's not just, oh, this says that in this language, and now we're going to put it in that language.
Mm-hmm.
And definitely AI can't do that. Same with the artwork.
100%. 100%. Yes.
But they can cut out a lot of grunt work for us.
But also
Even
we don't want it to do too much because we don't want our brains to become lazy also. Like we need to, that's the thing also. Like
Yeah, it's all pre-digested, and there it is, and that should be taken as the ultimate word on thing. No, it's AI chanting japa.
no.
What are the realizations, inner realizations of AI? You know what I mean? There's no jiva there.
Have you ever seen there's this video of they have this robot that does arti? It rings
No,
the
I
bell.
haven't seen that.
I saw it on
Oh,
Facebook or YouTube. I forgot where, but
I didn't.
they actually made a Pujari robot, and it rings the bell, and it does the incense and the ghee wicks and everything, and it's all perfect. Like the exact number of circles to the feet and to the navel, and then around 7 times. And it does it, fully perfectly, the arti. But it's like that's yeah, we don't want to do
Mechanical
that
then.
also with of course there's no soul and there's no purpose. Krishna doesn't care about the offering, how perfect the offering is. He wants to see he doesn't need anything. Krishna doesn't have any lacking. There's Srila Trivikrama Gosvāmī Mahārāja wrote a whole article about how Krishna is only hungry for love. And there's it gives that it's such a beautiful article. But and so yeah, that's a really important point that you're raising there, Avatarani Mataji. That's something I'd really want to get into in the article, like when I start writing about AI stuff. That's a very essential point.
Yeah. That's AI chant japa.
No. Yes. Yes. All right. It's now starting to get a bit late. But yeah, this is really fun discussing this all with you. And yeah, thank you, Niri Hari Prabhu and Pavatarani Mataji. Gave me a lot of food for thought also. And
Oh, thank you, Prabhu Maru. Welcome, and thank you so much. And I really appreciate these chats, this talk. At one point, I was trying to say that I don't want to talk anymore, or in put in something. But now today you open it, like it's nice. It's more like a forum, but we're all learning, and
yes.
like that. Yes, and
Yes.
so
Yes.
thank
Yes.
you. Danda pranams to all, and to you especially.
Dandavat pranams.
Danda
Yeah.
pranams.
See you all tomorrow for, well, I don't know what we're going to read, something to do with Śrī-kṛṣṇa-saṅkīrtana. So see you all tomorrow for that. Yeah, and as I said before, if anybody knows any nice commentaries that I haven't read yet on this first verse of Śrī-kṛṣṇa-saṅkīrtana, please share with me and we'll read it in our program. All right. Haribol, Dandavat pranams. And if anybody has anything more that they want to share on this topic, if any that sparked any ideas or anything, please write me a message. My email is madhukardas@gmail.com. And or you could write me on WhatsApp if you have my WhatsApp number. If you're and yeah, I really would like to explore this topic.